Greetings, travelers. Welcome back to my home. And today we have ourselves a special guest. Everyone, I would like for you to meet, or at least hear, Floki. Floki, can you say hi to the guests? Floki. You can hear him purring in the background. Nope, don't nuzzle on the phone, Floke. Go back to your asteroid. Sorry, he's being a bit of a douche. Anywho, let's begin this story. Hold on. Ugh. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Now, welcome to What If Female Naruto Was a Dragon God, Part 1. Thank you to the person who commented this. I absolutely fell in love with the idea, and of course, through some canification, or should I say pale kingification, I was able to transform what could have been a good story to an amazing one, like always. Now, for those wondering, well, there is no for those who are wondering. Let us begin the story. We begin many years ago. As we see what appears in the distance to be three glowing suns moving at incredibly fast speeds. One gold, one purple, and one red. The red and purple one keep continuously clashing at each other whilst moving forward, while the gold one appears to try and stop the two from clashing. And then, kaboom! An interdimensional explosion happens, sending the three hurling into three different portals. One was sent to the human realm of, Kuo, Japan. The other was sent to the dimensional gap, an interdimensional rift between dimensions. Confusing. And the third was sent to another universe. This one was, of course, the gold one, who stayed on the earth, and who arrived on the earth and decided to be born again, or anew, thinking that the past should be just that, the past, whilst her future, and whilst the creature's future should be what's on its mind. And so, the golden dragon of desire, the golden dragon god of desire, became Nar became Naruto Naruko Naruko Uzumaki. Naruko was a very beautiful young lady when she was younger. Well, scratch that. She was just a very beautiful young lady. She was called the Golden Flower of the Hidden Leaf Village. Her father and mother were people of very high and important positions. Her father was something called the Fourth Hokage. The Fourth Hokage was pretty much the leader of the village, the strongest warrior and the greatest protector. The mother was a clan head, meaning the leader of an entire bloodline. However, she was the only her and Naruko were the only remaining members of the clan that they knew of. Of course, there were a couple others, Karin Uzumaki and Nagato Uzumaki. But the rest of the clan was wiped off the face of the earth. And so we go to Naruko, who is at this time 8 and laying with other kids. That is until a boy named Sasuke Uchiha walks over to her and says, I command you to be my girlfriend. Hey, would you like to be my girlfriend? She, of course, says, no thank you, being polite. Sasuke, not liking this, gets angry and says, listen up here. I don't care who you are, I don't care who your parents are. But my father's the head of the Uchiha, Fugaku Uchiha. He's one of the strongest Uchiha alive, and my brother's even stronger. And my brother's other is the same, strong just as my father. If you don't agree to be my girlfriend, I'll have them slaughter you and your family. And I'll have them slaughter your whole family until you agree to be my girlfriend, Sasuke said, enraged. She then said, I told you no. And by the way, I'm the 4th Hokage's daughter. Also Kushina Uzumaki's daughter, aka the red hot-blooded habanero, or the Red Death. Sasuke immediately started feeling sweat dripping down his face in beads. As then Itachi appeared behind him and said, Sasuke, what have I told you about making threats to people if they don't want to be your girlfriend? And threatening the Hokage's daughter's family. You're lucky I'm not your father. You're lucky I'm not father, or else I would ground you for 1,000,000 years, and then some. As he then slapped Sasuke on the face so hard that he fell on the ground. As he then said, I'm sorry, miss. My brother here is a jerk. He's a bit of a prick. I should then say, that's fine. As when they got home, Fugaku basically grounded Sasuke's ass for, 1,000,000 years, and then some. And then he also invited a Hyuga over for dinner. This Hyuga being Hayashi. You know what Hayashi did? He went over to Sasuke, who was crying in his room, and said, "Ed, 8 tetragrams, 64 belts." And then Sasuke's butt was really never the same. They said it was shaped more like a duck's butt after that terrible night. Jokes aside, we go back to Naruto, who told her parents of the mishap, and Minato was very cross with the young Uchiha. He even prohibited Sasuke from being able to enter the academy until Fugaku Uchiha himself died of old age. Sasuke, of course, found his way around this by taking illegal training. And then, of course, after like 5 years, and after like 10 months of begging the crap out of Minato allowed him back in the class allowed him to enter the academy with a 3-strike rule. 3 strikes, you're out. As we go to the end of the academy, the big exam, as Iruka then says, "Alright everyone, today we will have a simple 3-part exam. If you pass this, you will become a Genin. If you don't, you will have to retake the entire academy and retry next year." Everyone nodded, including Naruto. Now, you're probably all wondering, why are people being so nice to Naruto? Why are her parents alive? Well, flashback. We go to the night which was supposed to be the Nine-Tails attack. But instead, the very second that, Madara, aka Simpito Uchiha, kidnapped Naruto and threatened to kill her, he pretty much had the worst night of his life, causing him to lose his entire... causing him to basically gain a lot of mental damage. Or should I say, emotional damage. People in the comments, chant emotional damage to the beat of Pompeii. Do it, and your comment will get pinned, and who knows? Maybe some other things will happen. But, anywho, back to the video. What happened was, he basically took Naruto and poofed away using Kamui. And that very night, whilst he was, about to kill this baby, I'm about to kidnap this baby, the baby glared and opened its eyes and glared at Obito, releasing what was probably the worst, most terrifying, blood-curdling glare ever. It was so powerful that it frigging... How do I explain it? This glare was worse than Nicole Watterson's glare from the one episode where where the kids and Richard were trying to get were trying to get snacks from the grocery store, and she literally looked at Richard, and all the things in the shelves flew off, and so did Richard's. How do I explain it? Yeah, all of his confidence all of his confidence and manlyhood just flew with the items. Yeah, her glare is about 100 times worse, causing trees to literally uproot out of the ground and sending Obito flying. He, of course, ran away like the little simp he is because he didn't want to die. As, of course, her parents res- rescued her, and the Nine Tails was not released that night. So yeah, Kurama will not have an important part of the story for a little bit. Now, Kurama will eventually be somewhat a character. He will be male, and it'll just be like Naruto's friend, I guess, or you could say associate. As we go back to Naruto, who is basically fighting, and who is basically excited for the exam to begin. As well, Iruka would then say, "All right. First up is," unless he'd then say, "All right. Second to last is Sasuke Uchiha. Show us what you got, Sasuke." He would then perform he would then perform the regular clone, creating 5 Irukas. However, Naruto, on the other hand, well, she couldn't create a single clone. She created 5 clones as well. Sasuke's jutsu was the fireball, while Naruto performed quite an odd jutsu. It had potential, but it was odd. What she did was without using hand signs, or at least correct ones. Naruto whispered something into her hands and whispered something underneath her breath where no one else could hear it. And then in front of Naruto, there it appeared. A giant tornado made of golden and crescent blades spinning around. She then opened her palm and pushed it forward, sending the golden tornado and the golden crescent blade tornado spinning into a forest, of course, dicing it apart. She then said, "Iruka, have I passed?" Iruka, being surprised, then said, "You do." I mean, what else should I expect from the Hokage's daughter? As everyone was amazed. Girls and boys were astonished. Sasuke was jealous. He was not only jealous of her power, but, well, that so many people were rooting for her, caring about her, while he Well, all he had was this one weird fangirl, Sakura, aka OG Useless. So, Sasuke asked Iruka for a. Sasuke then gave Iruka some coins and asked him to do something. Iruka, of course, would do this thing. This thing would be. And this thing would basically be. Well. and would basically be wanting to fight Naruto one-on-one. Taijutsu only. And so, the two would be brought to appear to be a arena or training ground. Naruto would be brought before Sasuke, while everyone had already fought. Sasuke then said, "I'm going to defeat you, and then I'm going to force you to be my wife. And I'm going to force you to be my girlfriend." Naruto, of course, hearing the same spiel like 57 times, 57 million times, said, "I'm not going to be your girlfriend even if you defeat me," which is very low. Which has a very low chance of success. Sasuke then activated his Sharingan, which he got from some torturous methods. Allow me to explain. The Uchiha Master has not happened in this AU. Although Sasuke did still get his Sharingan, just in what is possibly the worst way possible. His brother basically teleported to him and basically used the body flicker and put him under a genjutsu that Itachi murdered the entire clan. Sasuke woke up the next morning confused as he saw his mother making eggs downstairs. And he saw his father reading the newspaper. Sasuke was confused as hell till his brother walked in and said, "Consider that payback for what you did to Naruto. Also, it was kind of necessary for you to awaken your Sharingan." Sasuke was very pissed off with his brother for using such a torturous method on him to awaken his Sharingan, but forgave him after a while. As we go back to Sasuke, who activates his Sharingan, which is a 3 Tomoe. Which is not 3, 2 Tomoe. He dashes towards Naruto and begins battling with, taijutsu. Of course, Naruto is just basically playing with him, as she is mimicking his exact moves. Sasuke is angry and says, "Stop mimicking me, and actually try." Naruto then says, "Alright, fine." As she then jumps off of the ground and somehow it looks as if she's jumping on the air itself. However, no one else saw that Naruto jumped onto a falling leaf. She basically did a Mario with Yoshi. She jumped on the leaf and then jumped off of it, giving herself higher distance in the air. Like when Mario jumps onto a Yoshi and then jumps off of it to get himself higher. She then did this 3 more times with 3 other falling leaves, jumping upward in the air. She then used her right leg into a downward kick position. Sasuke saw the kick and tried to dodge it. However, before Sasuke could, and as Sasuke dodged, right from behind him, Naruto's fist punched, sending him flying into a tree. Sasuke was confused and said, "How? You were going for a kick." And she then says, "Sasuke, there's a thing called clones. As the clone which punched Sasuke would then poof away, as Sasuke, being caught off guard, would then be kicked in the back, and would then be basically kicked from upwards in the back. Like Naruto, the real one, would be flying down from basically jumping on a lot of leaves, and then would kick him in the back whilst falling down. Sasuke was confused. How was she even able to do that? Not even his brother or father could jump on mere leaves. Sasuke said, "How the hell do you do that? You must have been using some sort of flight or gravity-related jutsu. That isn't even possible." And she then says, "Nope, that is all skill and timing," she said. Sasuke was confoozled and enraged, as he then said, "Uchiha style. Great fireball jutsu." Launching an extremely large launching a pretty large fireball towards Naruto. The fireball actually hit. However, she used a water type jutsu, causing the fire to then burst into a lot of mist and smoke. Basically, as Sasuke was confused, wandering throughout the mist, wandering throughout the smoke, as he then saw Naruto, but something was off. Right as he was about to attack her, it seemed as if the whole world itself turned pitch black, like an all-black void of terror. Sasuke was confused, and rightfully so. He then saw in front of him 2 extremely large, glowing eyes. From the glowing, then the thing with the large glowing eyes then rose up from the shadows, taking the form of an extremely massive dragon. Basically, this is what Sasuke saw. Replace Goku with Sasuke. That is what he saw, pretty much. But imagine pitch black and only the eyes, until, for some reason, the dragon's body glows gold. Sasuke was terrified, and screamed and screamed and screamed. So much that he basically was pushed out of wherever he was, as into a tree. Everyone was confused, as it looked like Sasuke came flying out of the mist and out of the smoke. Even Haruka didn't know what happened. He suspected that Naruto used some sort of open palm technique or punch, or even a kick, to send him flying. Haruka then awoke Sasuke and said, "Sasuke, the only reason you have not failed yet, and you're not redoing the academy, is because as your parents are, well, your dad is the head of the Uchiha. However, that does not mean you're going through, you're getting away with this without consequences. Naruto here, yes, she did use a jutsu during a taijutsu only match, same as you, but only for defense. Which, I must add, was also an amazing cover for attacks. She knew that you were going to use a fire type, so she used a water type, thus creating an extremely large smoke screen, allowing her to beat the crap out of you while no one else could see what type of skills she was using. Very clever. After all, deception and well, secrecy are two of the most powerful weapons a ninja can have. So, Naruto Uzumaki, you are the winner. As Sasuke was then taken home, screaming in rage. We go to Naruto, who arrived home to praise, while Sasuke was arrived with praise and a slap on the wrist. However, that night, she had a strange dream of a golden dragon. Not talking to her, it was more as if she was watching something. She saw a golden dragon rush in between a extremely large purple dragon and a red one. The red one was extremely large as well. It blasted in devastating beams of energy, along with extremely hot, blood-red fireballs from its hands and mouth, while the purple one blasted dark purple fireballs and blasts of energy. The gold dragon kept clashing and kept flying in between the two, stopping their attacks. Naruto was confused as hell what this was, or what she was dreaming about, when suddenly she was awoken by her mother saying, "Naruto, breakfast is ready." She grabbed her headband, put it on, and rushed downstairs. She then rushed back to the academy to meet her sensei. And there she met him, the most lazy ninja, and one of the most lazy ninjas in Konoha, aside from Shikamaru, of course, or any Nara. Nara for a fact. The most goofy, the OP, and of course, the perverted and lazy Kakashi Hatake However, she only got to see him because she arrived about 2 hours later. And she arrived about the same exact time as he did. Kakashi then said, let me guess, you slept in too? And she then said, yup. Kakashi then said, alright. Everyone, and today is just an introduction. Tomorrow, we will begin with the real test. It is called the Bell Test. Now, this test will be there to wiggle out any opposition or stragglers, the people who do not belong on the people who do not belong on here. As whilst everyone else was talking, somewhere off in the distance, and around Mount Miboku, a purple sort of symbol appeared on the ground. Radiating a strange aura, almost as if it was chakra, but different. The toads, of course, were confused. And even the leader of the toads, the elder toad, was confused as well, seeing this very strange symbol this very strange mark on the ground. As suddenly it seemed as if purple lightning struck from the sky, blasting right down on the symbol. Suddenly, it seemed as if the ground itself was opening up, engulfing in purple energy. And a girl rose out of the symbol. The toads, and she then said, where am I? And where exactly am I? The toads then said, first, answer our question. Who are you? As she would then say, and as she would then smile, and would say, I am Ophis. Ophis Infinity. As the toads then said, very well, Ophis, you are at Mount Muboku, the resting place for the toads. Basically home of the toad summons. And I am the elder toad, the leader and the ruler of this place. As Ophis then said, strange question. Has a red-haired girl appeared anywhere near these parts? Anywhere in this world? As they then said, not that we know. She then said, good. I can't sense her, so good, she hasn't arrived here yet. As Ophis would then say, question. Have any of you noticed anything strange within the last couple of years? And within the last decade or two? Maybe a strange golden glow? Maybe a strange golden glow or something? No? Yes? Maybe? As the elder toad then said, come come to think of it, yes. Around 12 to 10 years ago, a strange golden glow appeared at the Leaf Village. This golden glow appeared to be... How do I say it? Yeah. The golden glow appeared to be irradiating from this village. It's called Konohagakure, or the Hidden Leaf. Or the village hidden in the leaves. It is... If you want, I can help you go there. This strange golden glow emitted energy familiar to the one that the purple symbol you just came out of did. Ophis, hearing all she needed to hear, then said, very well then. I need one of you who is experienced with the area to bring me to this village hidden in the leaves, as I am on very important business. The Elder Toad then called forth and then called forth Gamabunta. As he then said, Gamabunta, I require you, a boss summon, to take this girl to the village hidden in the leaves. She somehow appeared here, and she's on very important business. I also have a feeling that she's not one to be trifled with, so we should do as she asks. Gamabunta would then say, "Gah, fine. Come with me, little lady. Come with me, little lady. I will teleport you to the village hidden in the leaves, or to Jiraiya, a toad summoner. He's a human who can use and who can basically summon us to help him fight. Or whatever he wants. Jiraiya is a bit annoying, but meh. As he then say, hold on to my hand. As the two then, and as Ophis held the slimy toad's hand. Well, not slimy. Just held Gamabunta's hand. The two then seemingly poofed into smoke with a strange poof sound. As we go to Jiraiya, who is researching some girls. Of course, he's peeping on the girls' sauna or bathrooms. As suddenly, from behind him, he hears a poof sound. As he then says, Gamabunta, what are you here? And why are you here? And who's this lovely lady? And then who's this strangely beautiful woman you've brought with you? As Gamabunta would then say, the Elder Toad has requested me to bring this lady to the village hidden in the leaves. For what, I do not know. But my purpose is done. But my job here is done. Now poof. As he then poofed away. Ophis would then say, hello, summoner. Hello, Toad Summoner. I am Jiraiya. I am Ophis. Ophis Infinity, to be exact. Question. Do you know the whereabouts of a woman named... of a, girl with probably golden yellow hair? If not, a very... whenever she tries fighting, a strange aura emits from her. Bit strange looking, or feeling, more like. As Jiraiya then said, if I'd say, I do know a person. In fact, it sounds like you're describing my goddaughter. My goddaughter, Naruto Uzumaki. She lives at the Namikaze Uzumaki compound with Minato, the fourth Hokage, and Kushina Uzumaki, the head of the Uzumaki clan. But I can actually point you to the direction of their home. As she would then say, no, I think I'll find it. Also, she would then glare at, Jiraiya, creating and seeming as if the world around them had turned to a black void. As it looked as if a ginormous dragon had appeared behind her. As she then said, "Don't peek on girls." Got it? Jiraiya shook in fear and said, Got it. As she then said, "Good, and now, a little present for the road." As she then punched him right in the nuts, punching the wind out of him and sending him falling. As she then said, "Hey, pervert. No, I should then say, peeping Tom, alerting the girls inside that Jiraiya was outside. The wall then busted open, and the wall seemed as if it was punched open, as Tsunade, a Senju herself, stomped in front of them, and stomped in front of the unconscious Jiraiya, who was just awakening, as she then proceeded to give him the worst beating of his entire life. As she then said, "Peep on me, huh, Jiraiya? Peep on... I'll teach you to peep on me. I'll teach you to peep on girls." As she kept beating the crap out of him, whilst Ophis just giggled and left to the Uzumaki Namikaze compound. As we go back to Naruto, who is at her training, and who is at the introduction, as Kakashi then says, "Alright, last but most certainly not least, your turn." Or not your turn. Or in Goldilocks, as she then said, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I am the daughter of the fourth Hokage, but that isn't really important. My likes... fighting. My likes... fighting, training, gaining power. Girls, fighting, sleeping, and did I say fighting? Yeah, I think I did. As Kakashi then said, "Alright, favorite food?" As she then said, "Oh, my favorite food is ramen." Of course. As Kakashi then said, "Alright, and your dislikes?" And she then said, "Oh, My dislikes are simple: Sakura and Sasuke. Also, weak people, people who don't entertain me, and people who think they're stronger just because of either blood or position. As she then said, my dream? Well, I don't know. I simply do not know my own desire. I mean, I guess my desire is to find whatever it is my heart feels as if I'm looking for it. My desire is to find whatever my heart wants to find, I guess. Or makes me feel like I need to find. As she then said, head back to you, Sensei. And quiets up. As Kakashi would then say, alright, now tomorrow don't eat at all. For a whole... And don't eat at all. Got it? Sasuke and Sakura would nod, whilst Naruto would know that Kakashi was planning to do something evil. And so she said, got it, but crossed her fingers behind her back. And so the two would be brought, and so she would then leave back and would walk over to her house. However, whilst she was halfway there, she would hear and see a very large kaboom. What appeared to be a purple and black explosion erupted from her house. Purple flames scorched her home as she saw on the roof of her house what could only be guessed as her mother and father looking as if they're her mother protecting her father against what could only be guessed as a black blur, as she isn't that close. So Kushina is using her Uzumaki chains along with jutsu to try and protect Minato, whilst Minato is knocked out cold. The girl then and the black blur grabs the Uzumaki chains and merely throws Kushina up in the air, as she then points her palm towards Kushina and says, enough. Tell me where Narukoi. Tell me where your daughter is now, or face obliteration. As Kushina would not budge. And she then said, very well. Goodbye, mortal. But before she could do anything, and what appeared to be a golden blast of energy, and what appeared to be a golden fireball, was sent hurling towards her, and actually sent her flying a couple of feet. And she then said, you must be the famous Naruto I've heard of. I've heard so much about. As Naruto would then say, yeah, and what about it? Why are you here attacking my family? Kushina would then say, yes, just as I suspected. You did reincarnate. Although, it looks like without memories, oh dear. No matter. If you don't remember her, that means I can have you to myself. she said under her breath. Naruto then said, "Who are you? And why?" I ask you again, who are you and why are you attacking my family? As the girl would then say, I am Ophis, this infinity. The dragon god of or the infinite dragon god of infinity. As suddenly 2 wings would burst from her back. Large purple and black wings. As she would then say, as for why I'm attacking, these mortals are annoying me. As she would then say, well, they're my parents, so leave them alone. Ophis would then say, I think not. There'll be quite large distractions in the future. And there'll be quite large distractions, plus annoyances in the future. So I think it would be best to merely get rid of them now. As she would then say, goodbye, immortals. As she would then look over to Minato and Kushina, as she would then inhale a very large amount of air. As she would then blast, and as she would then breathe out an extremely large, dark purple fireball. Now you might be asking, why isn't Naruto stopping her? Naruto tried rushing towards her, but it seemed as if a dark purple shield or bubble was protecting Ophis, not allowing her to move any further or protect her parents. As she had to sit and watch as her mother and father explode and were not exploded, more like caught on fire to a dark purple flame. Her mother tried putting it out with water because, fun fact, the Uzumaki clan's and nature is water. Makes sense because their village used to be built on the water. As the Uzumakis, as Kushina tried using water to put out the flames, but the flames merely devoured the water. As Ophis would then say, yes, you deserve death for being such annoyances in my way. As the flames would then enlarge, and then take the form of a giant dragon head. As the dragon head would then rise upward and then go downward, chomping on both Kushina and Minato. The dragon head and all the purple flames would then fade away, showing nothing, not even ashes or corpse or blood. Nothing. Nothing but a giant crater and scorch mark. As Kushina would then say, sorry about that, but those distractions were in my and your way. After all, they were holding you back. If they really cared about you, then why would they hold you back? As Naruto would then say, what do you mean, hold me back? Huh? What do you mean? As Ophis would then say, you'll find out soon. Goodbye, my dear. As she would then poof into purple sand, which would then separate and fly off into the distance. Now Naruko would crouch and would then fall onto her knees and cry. Her tears, of course, would not be normal, but golden. As she would be crying and would say, What, what, what happened? Why was why did that woman attack? Why did she get rid of my parents? Why did she say they were holding me back? She asked. To no response. Until a red symbol formed on the ground. Right where I'm a couple of feet away from the scorch mark. The red symbol glowed with a red energy that seemed whimsical yet not infinite, like the energy the other girl left off. I'm like the energy the other girl outputted. As a girl with red hair, red eyes, red and black clothing formed and appeared from the symbol. As she then said, "Damn it, I'm too late." Naruko then said, Who are you?" As the girl would then say, "I am Great Red, a dragon god. I presume you are Naruko Uzumaki?" As she then said, "Yes, how do you know who I am?" As she then said, "Well, for one, your house is called the Uzumaki Namikaze compound. And two, it's written on your clothes." As Naruko would then blush and say, "Sorry." As the girl would then say, "It's alright. Tell me, mortal, what happened here." Naruko then told her everything about what had happened a couple seconds before. As she then said, "I am sorry. The girl you met was Ophis, my enemy, or rival, I guess you could say. She was here searching for you. She deemed your parents, as it appears, distractions that were holding you back. From what, I cannot say. I'll have to leave that to you. But two, this is not the last time you'll see her either. After all, you have caught her and my interest quite a lot. Even far before you were born. For a long time, she and I have had our eyes on you." As she then said, "If you wish to learn more, please, by all means, come with me. But if you wish to stay here, you can. And you can also forget of my existence as well." As Kushina Uzumaki, not Kushina, sorry. Naruto then said, "If I come with you, will you help me could you help me defeat Ophis?" As Great Red then said, I believe that is possible. And I do believe I can do that. Now come with me, there isn't much time." As she would then say, "Please stand on the red, and please stand on the summoning circle." As the two would stand on the circle, and then would disappear into it. And that is why I'm ending this part off. I hope you all have enjoyed. Now, I'm sorry if the plot seems a little half-baked. Now, I didn't exactly have a lot of time to think, but I want to know what you guys thought of it, so please tell me what you thought of this video in the comments. But yeah, the two yanderes are Ophis and Great Red. Also, help me in the comments with a name for Great Red, please. Now, and also, try guessing what Ophis and Great Red were fighting over. It's probably extremely obvious by this time. And yes, I gave Naruto, I basically made Naruto, super friggin' Shenron. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, now, of course, her dragon title is the Golden Dragon of Desire. I'm the Golden Dragon God of Desire. While Ophis is the Ouroboros Dragon God of Infinity. And Great Red's is the Red Dragon God of... I'm the Red Dragon God of Dreams. So yeah, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of this video. I'll see you all later, and goodbye, and skadoosh.